The purpose of this video is to review working with percents. We'll do this by looking at an example. When we look at the word percent, the word itself tells us its literal meaning and tells us what math to do. The first half of the word is per, which literally means division. So when we have miles per hour, we're taking the miles and dividing by the hours. The second half of the word is cent, which literally means 100. We know that a century is 100 years. We know that there are 100 centimeters to a meter. We know that there are 100 pennies or 100 cents in a dollar. So the word percent or the percent symbol is literally telling us that what we need to do mathematically is divide by 100. And I'm noting that by a fraction. So whatever the percent is, it gets divided by 100. Let's take a look at an example. If I have 14%, that literally means 14 over or divided by per 100. And I can change that into a decimal by just going to my calculator. So I type in 14 divided by 100, and I get the decimal value for this, which is 0.14. So let's put the percent in context. 14% of 345 people surveyed prefer to spend a Sunday afternoon outside. What is the exact value? When we're looking at this first statement, 14% of the 345, the word of in mathematics typically means to multiply. So when I go to find the exact value, I want to take 14%, so that literally is 14 over 100. Of is multiply, and so I will multiply that by 345. Now, I can also use that as its decimal instead of using this as a fraction. So I can also do 14 over 100, which we know is 0.14, and then we would take that decimal times the 345. So I can go to my calculator and figure that number out. So I already have my decimal typed in that we got from taking 14 divided by 100, and I just take that and I multiply times 345. Hit equals. So the exact value is 48.3. A question that we're often asked in statistics is, can this be the actual value? Well, when I look back at my question, this was people. People don't come in decimal. So no, this cannot be the actual value. And the reason why is because people must be whole numbers. It's not just people that need to be whole numbers. Sometimes we're talking about cars. They're whole cars. And so in statistics, we often need to round to get to the actual number, instead of just giving an algebraic or mathematical answer. So what is the actual number? Well, we follow the normal rules of rounding. So if I want to round to a whole number, I look at this next digit. If it is a 0, 1, 2, 3, or 4, I'm going to round down. They are closer to 48. If it is a 5 or higher, I will round up, because those values would make this closer to 49. So in this case, the actual value would be 48 people. Our next question says, among the 345 people surveyed, 154 prefer to spend Sunday afternoon watching sports. What percent prefer to watch sports? Let me move this up a little bit. There we go. So, among the 345, that means that this number right here, the 345, is the total. The 154 is the part. To calculate the percent, we're always going to take the part and divide by the total. That'll give us a decimal. But when we want to turn it into a percent, we're going to have to multiply that by 100. So this is really saying 154 out of the 345 prefer to watch sports. So let me go to my calculator. 154 out of, so divided by, the 345 equals. So this gives me the decimal, but I really need a percent. And so to change that into percent, I'm going to multiply by 100. And so, let me add that in my math down here, times 100 equals 44, and we often round to 2 decimal places on a percent. So 44.64%. I hope that this helps refresh how to do some basic calculations with percents. In statistics, we don't do real complicated math, but we do need to be proficient with some basics. You'll get to practice some additional problems that are very similar as part of your homework assignment.